Hi everyone, my name is Jenna Butler and I am your kid's chemistry teacher this year. I'm so sorry I'm not on Zoom for back to school night. I'm actually coaching a softball game as you're watching this video, so I apologize for that, but hopefully this will cover all the information you need. So just a little background from me. I'm originally from the suburbs of Chicago, and I went to school at Knox College in Galesburg, Illinois. When I graduated college, I moved straight out to Colorado, and Legend was the first school that I worked at. So this is my 6th year teaching and my 6th year at Legend. At Legend, I coach softball. We've had some good success as a program during my time here, and you can see in the upper left-hand corner, that's a picture of my family, my mom, Diane, my dad, Jay, and my brother, Blake, who's a ICU nurse in Chicago. And then here, I live in Parker with my dog, Phoebe Buffet. You can see her just above kind of upper center. So that's just a little bit about me. I do love to travel in the summers, and I'm a big sports fan, obviously rooting for Chicago in football and baseball. Okay, during this crazy year, I know things are changing on a dime, but here's, I think, what as a parent you can do to help support your kid. First of all, at this age, I'm hoping they can advocate for themselves. My email address is there, but teenagers are teenagers, so sometimes I think a communication between parents and teacher is warranted. So my email is on there, jnbutler@dcsdk12.org. Please feel free to reach out if you have questions, concerns. Everything your son or daughter will need is on our class website, which is Canvas. And then I know some teachers set it up differently. So if I could kind of give you the flow, click into chemistry, go to modules, and then there will be an agenda button with the dates for the week. So find where it says agenda and then the dates for the week we are in. Everything your kid needs will be there. I also encourage your son or daughter to sign up for remind text messages. That's just so I can remind them if there's anything big like a test, if there's any major changes, things like that. If you would like to join as well, you send a message to the phone number 81010, and the message in the text message should say @LegendChem. Okay, so this is what Canvas looks like when your kiddo logs in. They should see little tiles for all of their classes. So they will click into chemistry. And this is the home page. If they're on their phone, they would have to click home page. So you have two choices. You can either click where it says whatever unit we are in. So right now we are in unit 2. So they could click here and it takes them right to the unit 2 module. Or if they forget what unit we are in, they can click modules and it will take them to all of the different, modules. It will take them to all of the different modules. Come on, little finger. There we go. So I have actually hidden our orientation module, but just so you're aware, there is a good video with a tour of Canvas if you need more in depth that you could watch. Or if your kid claims to have trouble, I closed unit 2, but they can still see it. And then we are in I closed unit 1. We are in unit 2. So here would be like the agenda. It is 9/7 through 9/11 this week. So they will click on the agenda. Your son or daughter will have chemistry all 5 days, except for this week because it's a holiday. So every day they have chemistry, whether they're at home or not, and the agenda is where they get everything. So if you will look, depending on what cohort they are, there is an assignment or something for them to do every single day. So they can just scroll down throughout the week, whether they're in the classroom or online, A cohort on the left, B cohort on the right. And then what I also provide, so on Fridays we Zoom all together, their attendance will be taken, but I also provide a list at the bottom with here's everything that is graded for the week, where they turn it in, so Canvas, in person, if it's an ed puzzle video, how many points, and when it is due. So that's kind of a good checklist for them if they feel like they are missing something. So hopefully that gives you an idea, but you can always help your son or daughter by showing them the agenda, and they will have chemistry every single day, at home, in person, and on Fridays. So I do say this to all parents, chemistry is hard. Some of you probably have already told your kid horror stories from when you were in chemistry. I cannot predict when chemistry will get hard for your kid. Sometimes it's the first unit, sometimes there's a random unit in the middle, sometimes what's easy for their friend might be difficult for them, but what you guys need to know is that I am available almost every morning except for Fridays starting at 7 a.m. So I get to work very early so I can be ready for the day, and then starting at 7 I'm ready to help kids. I am free most days during 8th period and after school once softball is done, and that's mid-October. So right now 8th period and after school I am going to softball. So we'll have to be a little creative if they need help between now and mid-October. And then depending on the circumstances, it might be possible to also set up a Zoom call, right? If your kiddo needs help when it's an online day versus an in-person day, we're gonna have to be creative. But please, I am here to help your kid. That is why I became a teacher. So encourage them to reach out if they are struggling. It will happen at some point that they need some extra help. So formative grades, there will be small assignments, ed puzzles, discussion posts, usually 5 points and under for their online learning days. Eventually, it might come down that we need to take attendance on those days as well. So please just know I will keep you updated on what the attendance policy is for those online learning days. And then progress checks will happen 2 to 3 times a unit. Those will be bigger formative grades. They are allowed to remediate progress checks within the week that they take it. I do ask that if they get a D or an F, they come in and get help first before they do their retake. Because again, if they got a D or an F, they probably need some assistance. I don't want them to just get the same score. Interims will be quizzes and some labs. They can be remediated if they have good scores on the progress checks. If they don't have good scores on the progress check, they need to remediate those first. And then summatives will be a mix of labs and tests. Some units will have a little bit of both. Some units will just be a lab, some units will just be a test. We really try to shake it up, but remediation is not allowed on those. So the goal is that through remediating progress checks, through remediating interims, kids learn what they need to learn to be successful on the summatives. Before I forget, I just also want to say that you'll see your son or daughter's grade change in Canvas based off those little assignments, but there are a lot of assignments that are not graded through Canvas. So if you're looking for the most up-to-date grade for your son or daughter, that should be in the parent portal. So Canvas and the parent portal communicate. It does take like a day for things in Canvas to get to the parent portal, but just be aware your most up-to-date grade will be in the parent portal because that combines Canvas with everything else. So if you're interested in the topics we're learning, I know most of you cringe when you hear chemistry. So these are the units that we'll be studying throughout the year, but just give you an idea if that is something that interests you. And then one last thing, as a science department, we decided that for the in-person learning, as long as we're hybrid, we value activities and labs. So your son or daughter can expect to be doing a hands-on activity or lab most days. Will sometimes they have a test? Will sometimes we have to take notes? Yes, that's part of it. But for the most part, they will be watching videos and doing the content learning at home. And we're gonna really try to do hands-on labs and reinforcement and practice together when we're in class. Thank you for watching the video. Again, I'm sorry I had to miss back to school night, but email me if you have any questions, and have a great year.